So it will be a little bit longer for me to get it, but I'll get it today. Hi, everybody. So we're starting with the question about how to present this work. So this was the practice one. Again, 2 tabs, question, sum, count, average, maximum, minimum. They tell you exactly which column it should be. When you did all of it here, you did the max, over here, total sum, count, average, maximum, minimum. Okay, so of course you could do it by yourself, but I need to see the formulas. Make sure each one of you opening this file, the practice file themselves, and when you're done with it, you say practice file complete. When the file is complete, you're going to go back. So you go back to the XPrep. I'm showing exactly how to do it. And you have, of course, YouTube videos of all this if you want to know how to submit. Everybody finding on the side here, you have 3 lines, the 3 bars, and you're done with the practice, you click submit, and you choose the file. Make sure not to click submit until you have it done. So you submit the file that you choose, the Excel file that you're done. That's the reason I want you to add a name, like say complete or final, whatever you want to write after the name of the file so you will not get it confused. So you choose the file and you click submit. That's all. And you'll be graded. Quiz 1, same idea. Okay, so the same idea, you go to quiz 1. If you didn't watch my Zoom so far on quiz 1, let me see if I could change it. Here's quiz 1 empty. You will have a pull down menu of no and yes, and assets, liability, equity, revenue and expenses. Again, you cannot say no and no on both. It's either one, never on both. So it's sometimes on the balance sheet, sometimes on the income statement. You have to know your assets, liability, and equity, and you need to know your revenue and expenses. Income statement in another way of saying profit and loss on QuickBooks. Normal balance, debit and credit, is always the increased side of the account, always the increased side, the plus side. And temporary or permanent, temporary gets closed every year, permanent roll to next year. Very simple quiz. I just want to see your accounting knowledge. That's what I'm getting out of this. So there's no formulas here. It's just pull down and submit whichever one it is. Okay, make sure you're doing all the 20 accounts. So due date on this one. Let's go back and see the due date. Okay, on the side it says A, B, or C. You will see that your class. I think I gave all of them the same date. So it's September 9, due date. So this is the first one that I want you to do. Okay, let's continue. So Excel prep, you have practice, exam, and quiz. Later on, you'll have more, but altogether, this is about 6 different spreadsheets and different topics. So next time I will teach, let's say I would teach overtime, payroll with overtime. I would put in a new file in here with payroll and overtime. Okay, so today I want to discuss really the homework and to clarify everything. So if I open in Connect, I grow in Connect, some of you still didn't do it. This is the registration sheet that I gave you on the syllabus. Let me show you. So this is the registration sheet. You're clicking on the section web browser. This is the URL, the link, and it gets you into the right code. So one of them says Net A, Net B, Net C, and hopefully you got in. If you still have problems, any kind of a problem with Connect, that's the reason I gave you on the announcement phone number. Because Connect question is really not for me. I'm already getting 200 emails a day. I can't catch up. It's just impossible. So I put a lot of emails, information right here, announcement. Almost every question that you have would be here. Okay, so example question about Connect and problems. So let's see, Connect phone number. Here's Connect info. Connect code and Connect help. And right here's the phone number, 1-800-331-5094. I suggest you all write it. Sorry. Okay, so you will see right now that this is the Connect information. Other information that students are asking the same type of questions and they are confused. So I'm clarifying everything. Connect has different dates because I wanted to treat you differently. You're responsible in your own timetable. Okay, so let's open an example. Okay, I'll do Connect as your class. I'm switching to a student view, so you'll see exactly the same screen as at home. Okay, so Connect orientation videos is for you to watch, but we're really starting with chapter 1, 2, and 3, like that. So this is what you're seeing on due dates. Chapter 1, due date is September 30th. Now, do I have to follow this date? No, the answer is that's the reason I gave you on announcement today. My due dates that I prefer that you will do them according to these dates. That homework number 1 should be done for September 18. Homework number 2, because if you are doing them very late, you will just have to be always catching up before the midterm, and it's not a good idea. So these are the dates that you should really work on. I'm using the Excel prep, the 9-9, exactly the quiz I showed you today on Excel, as your attendance as well. So it's always important to do it on time. So it's open. This is the one that has a due date of September 9. All the rest are below, are on Connect. So chapter 1, homework and quiz, it's 9:18. Chapter 2, homework and quiz, 9:22. Like that, to try to time yourself. Chapter 2 is very fast. It's just to add 3 accounts and to really print it out. So all of this we will talk about. So the reason you have different dates, again, I'm explaining why Connect, I wrote different dates, because I always have somebody who didn't purchase the book until later, and then I give them an extension. So this is your already the extended time. After that, you're late. So after due date, you will be late. So that's the reason you have extended time. September 30th is the due date, the latest for chapter 1. Okay, so mandatory, always homework and quiz. But chapter 1, Learn Smart, or you see Smart Book, Learn Smart, that's optional. Now from the book over here, you have read, you click on read, and you have the ebook. The book is very clear. I think I chose a very simple book. You would have from chapter 1, okay, that's adjusting entries are too long. Now let me go back. I'll search for chapter. Okay, I'll take you on page 4.
Professor, I have a question.
Yes.
We should order the Connect separately and book separately?
You're not.
Because I ordered the book and I found access code.
Okay, let me just answer. Do not buy the book from Connect. If you buy the books from Connect, you will be missing chapters. I send the link of the book many times. And again.
Okay, I bought from the Brooklyn College store.
Excellent, it's the same book.
I found the access code, but it is not for the Connect. It is for QuickBook. Maybe I can't find the access code, I don't know, for Connect.
Okay, when you bought the book, does it say with Connect card? There was a Connect card.
On the QuickBook card.
No, there was supposed to be. Okay, check maybe in the back of it, there was a Connect access code. There must be a Connect access code somewhere in the book.
Okay, thank you. I will.
It could be a separate sheet, or it could be on the back of the cover, or it could be like the second or third sheet inside, but definitely a Connect code.
I found something separate for the QuickBook access code.
It doesn't say Connect code as well?
No, I tried, but it doesn't work.
Okay, so I think you could call them up. If it says the bookstore, if it's 137, it says with Connect card. If that's the right book, then fine. If you bought it without Connect, it's a problem. Did you buy it with Connect? It says for sure with Connect.
I don't know. I will check and I'll let you know.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so everybody else, okay, this is your announcements. Any announcement that I'm posting is usually showing on the top. I usually email them to you as well. So Zoom today, I'm doing one now and again at 3:45 for another class. It's always, it says the word or. I never said that you have to be on both. I'm getting emails like that students don't read. I did not say you have to go twice on Zoom. I said that you can go on either one. Okay, so it depends on your class. Now we have fully online class, so you don't even have to be on these at all. That's the reason you have the Zoom recording. So Zoom recordings are right here. It will say usually the date and which Zoom we were doing. So that's the Zoom introduction already. Then the second one that I did on August 31st. And this one, it's Zoom for chapter 1. It's kind of like the first session I'm doing today. I'm just doing it directly from the book. So I'm going to show you how I work with the book. Okay, so I'm opening Connect, homework number 1, as a student. Then I click begin. So what you have here is information about due dates and that it's 100 points. And then you click begin. You will have 3 attempts on this if you didn't get 100 the first time. Okay, what else do you have? You have 2 times check my work on every screen. What does it mean, check my work? You can check your answers on, not individually cell, do it on the whole sheet. So you're checking your work before you submit. Okay, and then we begin. So you continue and you're gonna see the information. Now, what does it mean found here? Anything that says found here, it's a link. You click on found here, you would have an Excel spreadsheet right there attached. Okay, the Excel spreadsheet will say, let me share it again. This is the way you will get an Excel spreadsheet of chapter 1. I don't really need chapter 1. I don't need this at all, but they give it to you just for practice. From chapter 2, you will have to do it, exporting to Excel. Okay, so that's what I'm going to discuss. So this is the resume share. I'm going to show you this. This is the Excel. It says instruction, and the instruction will discuss how to export. You have all the information over here. Export to Excel. How do you do it? Space between. Picture by picture of how to do it. So all of it is there besides my instructions. Then when you do something, you can come back and make an X on the chapter report 1 and things like that. Then this one says try balance, profit and loss again, and things like that. All of them are empty, obviously. We will populate them. Okay, so that's the Excel. I don't need it yet. Let me share again the screen that I do need. Let's read it again. What do they expect from us? Okay, so they want us to go to a trial balance for November 30th, 2022. So look at the year. The year here is 2022. If you opened QuickBooks 2019, because you have a Mac, your instructions should say 2023 technically, because your sample year is 2023. So don't change anything else. November 30th is fine, but make sure that you're doing the current year of your sample is 2023. Okay, so I'm gonna open QuickBooks now. And I'll show you another website besides, one more website that if you need the samples file, you go like this. Type mhhe.com/K, the name of the author, 2018 or 2019, whichever version you have. And you open it up. And you go to the student version. So it's student edition right here on the side, left side, student edition. Okay, it's a little bit slow now. I don't know why not. I think I'm hiding something. Oh, okay, for me it's okay. I didn't see that screen. So you have from student edition, you go to student starter files if you want. That's one option. Student starter files. I would suggest to open them up. These are all compressed files really. You open each one and you will have the start file for chapter 1, for chapter 2, and so on. Really, you don't have to use this because you have another option. For chapter 1, you just open a sample. So it's right here. Open a sample. Sample product is Rockcastle Construction. Sample service, the second one, is Larry Landscaping. They're both in chapter 1. So sample product is Rockcastle Construction, that you get an idea of a product company, manufacturing with inventory. The second one is service, which is a landscaper, and I don't think it has inventory. So
Professor, I think your screen is frozen.
Okay, let's see. Okay, now you can see this one. This is QuickBooks first initial screen. So I have a choice of okay, good. You have a choice of going right here. Triangle on open a sample file, sample product, a sample service. So again, both of them will be used. Sample service, you're going to work on all the chapters from now on. But chapter 1 and 2, I still give sample of both. Sample product and sample service. Later on, you will be concentrating on sample service, which is Larry Landscaping. Only one company for homework. But of course, I suggest to practice with a book. Okay, so about Connect again. Another question about Connect before I continue.
I have a question about the QuickBooks.
Okay, one more, let me just say something about today. I had office hours from 1 to 2. I was just open, you know, and sat down next to the computer, but I'm waiting for students to go on. If you make an appointment with me, please keep the appointment and log in. It's just, you know, very inconsiderate to make me sit next to the computer for an hour and nobody comes in. So please log in if you did make an appointment. That's in general. So my office hours are 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. If I send you an email that I accepted, you know, that you will be having a meeting, please make sure to log on. And my code will be the same, 981, that number from now on. That's for everybody.
Professor, I have a Connect question.
Yes, just 1 second. I'm reading the rest of yours Connect questions. Yes. So in the homework, it said clearly, let me show you again. The tab that I made today, it says clearly that it's not mandatory. I might use it as extra credit, but the homework and quizzes are a must, and SmartBook is not. Okay, so let me go back to Connect for a minute. I really want to keep it on. Okay, so first of all, if you press something by mistake, you can always fix it. Let me show you Learn Smart.
Professor,
So
when
these are the starter files that you open up and you download them. So you're extracting a zip file and you can get it to work. But let's continue sharing now this screen to show you my, okay, so this is the starter file for chapter 1. If you want, you can open it up over here. You extract the zip file and how to open it and connect. You'll be going in from the middle, open or restore an existing company. Okay, you must follow the book. This is from page 4 to like 40. It explains everything about how to start doing the work on Connect. Connect to QuickBooks. Okay, so this is how we're gonna start. We're opening chapter 1. And this is an important box that I want you to notice. It says you're using the file and it is at today's date of December 15, 2022. Obviously, it's not today's date. We're not in 2022. We're in 2020. But this numbers right here, December 15 will be 2023 to people that opened the 2019 version. So it's always a year ahead. So your instructions will be to remember to write it down, make sure that your year is 2023. So
It's
it doesn't
frozen.
connect, just the year, and numbers will match. Okay, so when it says December 15, 2022, that's because I'm using, look at the top, desktop.
The screen's frozen.
Okay, I'm switching to Excel.
Yeah, this one is
Here.
frozen.
Do you see the screen now? The date on QuickBooks. I don't know why you can't see it.
Yes.
See it again.
Yes, we see it now.
My screen doesn't show it right. Okay, so I hope you're seeing this box that it says December 15, 2022. Before I press OK, I'm gonna get a blank screen for a minute. Okay, so before I'm pressing OK, I'm gonna remember that my date is December 15, 2022. And for anybody who's using 2019, make sure you're writing 2023. So your instructions from Connect will be same date, except the year will be ahead. Okay, then I'm getting the home screen and a few pop-ups that I'm going to close. So Accountant Center, see all these are extra windows. You could just close them with an X. And you're back to this home screen. I like to see the home screen enlarged. Your view might be looking like this. So I switch it to view, tap icon bar. So I can see more of the home screen. And I like to see on the side account balances. So it's view and menu, tap icon bar. This is just my preference. I like to see it that way. Okay, so the home screen divided into vendors, customers, employees, and you have over your company and banking. So chapter 1 is discussing only reports. Everything is in the computer already, and we're going to discuss reports. Some are financials and some are not. So what is not a financial report? You go to reports, company financials, profit and loss, balance sheet, and statement of cash flow are financial. But if I'm asking for a trial balance, you will find it only under accountant and taxes, and the second one is trial balance. So it's not a financial statement. A trial balance purpose is to see that debits equal credits. That's the purpose of it, and that's what we want to get. So that's the first instruction. And how do I know all this? Because that's what I followed on Connect. Okay, so I'm going to change the dates any minute because I want to read the Connect. It's hard for me to find the right window. Okay, so now I'm going to share this. Okay, I want you to understand that I'm flipping between Connect and QuickBooks, Connect and QuickBooks. That's how you do the homework. So we're reading Connect first. I hope I'm sharing the right screen. Yes. Okay, so right now you're looking at chapter 1 and the instructions. Input the trial balance of the month ending November 30th, 2022. So I think I'm on the right date and everything matches. I'm reading the accounts that I need here. Savings is a savings account. It's an asset. Lend is an asset. Capital stock is equity. Cost of goods sold. And that's kind of an expense. Bank service charges is an expense. Tools and machinery, probably an expense. And then later they're asking for the bottom. And of course, basic understanding in the trial balance, debit must equal credit. So you're inputting the same number. That's how you will get your complete 20 points on this. So we just go back and forth and we make sure that the dates are right. So we're checking on the top here. As of November 30th, 2022. If I needed to change, I would choose over here last month. Okay, and I got into it. And then I'm going to go into the accounts and type it. Here's the exact 43, 410, and 19 cents. So I switch back. $43. You actually type it in. Okay, make sure your pennies are all correct and you're typing it in. That's how you do it back and forth. Next is land. So I'm going down here. Land is 90,000. Like that, you're going to continue. Okay, bottom line. Debits and credits, of course, is the same. So the correct answer is 1 million. Let me just move it. 1,061,566 and 46 cents. Okay, so everybody should be getting these 20 points correct. You have tools and machinery. You have everything that you need in here. I'm leaving the screen on so you can even copy. You see bank service charges is 125. You'll input that. Sorry. Then you have 2,066 for tools and machinery. If I would export to Excel, I can even highlight. It's easier for me to export to Excel and highlight. So exporting to Excel works up here. Excel, update existing worksheet. The reason you need to update is because we already opened it. I don't think it will work for me because I didn't buy, this computer doesn't have Excel.
Professor,
It might work, it might not, because I didn't buy Excel really.
Professor,
Yes.
I have a quick question with this step. When I try to export to Excel, it's not giving me like how you see you have create new worksheet, update an existing worksheet and such. I do not
Give
see.
you the first one, create new worksheet.
No, it's giving me, I think the last one, create a comma separated values. That's the only one that I can click on mine.
Okay, so you have a Mac computer?
No, I did it on my Microsoft.
Really, on regular Windows. Okay, so then it's another problem that you don't have Microsoft Office. First, open Microsoft Office. You
Okay.
get the login. I think it's free for students. Office 365. It works by your college ID. Did you do Office 365?
No, I have to check, but I did bought Microsoft Office about 3 months back before class had started for something else. So I'm
And
kind
you
of,
have it still?
and it wasn't still not working. It's just giving me create comma separated values.
Okay, so if you pressed on create comma separated value, it's basically an Excel file that could be copied into Excel.
Okay, I just,
Problem. So do that one.
yes, thank you.
There's another way of doing it. We'll accept also a PDF. So you can click on print and PDF. That's another option.
Okay. After that, for one of the videos, you had paused on whether we should send you the PDF or the Excel format. So
I prefer Excel format, of course I do. But if you have, because each one, when you're saving as PDF, is each file would be a file of say a PDF. So let's say this is a trial balance, then I have an income statement separately, a balance sheet separately. But when I do Excel and I export to Excel, again, I'll show you the Excel. Excel has many different sheets. And that's the benefit of that.
Okay.
So in Excel, you're giving me maybe 6 or 7 files, but it's all on one workbook. So that's the benefit of exporting to Excel. So what you're doing is updating this Excel with trial balance and exporting. It definitely works. So again, Excel and update existing worksheet. You were saving the Excel worksheet before. It's important to understand that after every export, you will have to save the Excel file. Just click on save in Excel.
Okay, understood.
Okay, in Excel, you have to, let's say you finish trial balance before you go to the profit and loss, save it. Okay, because many students just send me like one Excel at the end and the rest were not done because you didn't save. Because what happens is when you update and replace, you're replacing the previous ones. So we want to update existing worksheets or replace existing worksheets. Because of that, every time you have to save the Excel.
Okay, great. So,
Okay?
yeah, and just to confirm, we're just mimicking the QuickBooks into this current Excel file you have open so you can see the numbers where we get them from, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
So let's go back to, that's the reason I'm checking it. Now, chapter 1, Excel, all chapter 1 homeworks, I don't need the Excel. But from chapter 2, I will start checking the Excels. So chapter 2, you will have attachment. So homework on chapter 1 does not say, please upload your Excel. That's the reason, it's only for practice. What I'm doing today is just for practice. I don't need the Excel file. So I'm showing you how to use it without Excel at all. Copy the numbers from here into your Connect and you'll be done. But for chapter 2, it will say upload your Excel file at the end. So I'm showing that in a minute.
Professor, I have a question about like the book. So in the few first pages of the book, it shows us how to start, do the express start, and like how to like download the chapter 1 starter. So do we have to do that
Exactly.
for chapter 1, or we can just use this sample like
For
this
chapter
one?
1, you can use a sample, and if you're constantly using one computer, it's your own, just continue using the same samples. You don't never need the starter files. The reason you have starter files is for people who made a mess and you already messed up, let's say chapter 2, it's connected to 3, and you won't be able to reconcile if you made mistakes. So then you would need the starter files.
Okay.
So it's like a fresh start. Imagine you need a fresh start. That's the reason you need the starter files. But if you did well and you get hundreds on chapter 1, you're going to continue to 2 to 3. No need ever to go for the starter files.
Okay, thank you.
Just if you made a mess, the whole chapter 4 is wrong and you want to do chapter 5, your trial balance will be wrong. So you start with the starter files and do them, continue from that point forward.
Professor, I have a question.
Yes.
So I'm enrolled in your fully online class, which I don't think that you have any like Zoom meeting set up for. But then I saw that.
That's the reason I'm giving the option of anybody who wants to get from that class, like you just did. I emailed them the Zoom options of 2:30 to join one class or the 3:45.
And you'll be doing that every week?
I'm doing them every week. So there are 2 classes that are supposed to be technically in class, but I really didn't select to be in the time zone of the class. So a lot of students, are confused because they're really called net completely, which means fully online, but I'm trying to conform the time to this time that the students registered originally. So there was supposed to be a 2 o'clock class and a 3:45 class. If it's not working for you, that's the reason I'm putting the Zooms anyway. So the fully online class gets the Zoom copies anyway, the recording. So any one of you that's not attending today, it's not a problem. Because
Okay, if I didn't want to watch the recordings and I actually wanted to attend this Zoom every week, is that possible?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
And it would be the same link.
Same number. So from now on, I got my own personal same Zoom number without waiting room, without passwords, so you can just log in.
And it's 2:30 or 3:45, correct?
Yes.
And sorry, is it every Monday, Wednesday, or?
Next week, there'll be no Monday when it's Labor Day, so only Wednesday.
But
And every other day is gonna be Monday, Wednesday?
Probably I will put Zoom only on Mondays and Wednesday will be live.
Okay. Because like, sorry, yesterday, like I saw the recording because I didn't get any emails saying like we have meeting at 6 o'clock on Monday. So
Okay,
I
so that's the
join.
reason. The Zoom, I had a lot of problems with Zoom that day.
Mhm.
It's all corrected. There was a Zoom technical problem, so it was shut down after half hour max, a lot of different things. So I got my upgrade already done through the college, and now I can record 2 hours if I want to. So I'm not limited anymore.
So Monday will always be recorded, Wednesday will always be live?
Oh, no, they both will be recorded. I'm always recording. So if anybody missed it, again, attendance is not part of your grade because you're a fully online class. So all 3 classes are fully online. Okay, I'm explaining it many times. They're all fully online. I'm trying to accommodate people to see it live. They prefer live and ask questions, but it's really fully online. I'm always posting them.
But you'll be doing live every Wednesday,
Yes.
but not on Monday.
Sometimes Monday, depends. If you get an email, I'll send the email to all my classes, to all 3 classes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, there will be announcement to all classes if it's live. Okay, here's an example of trial balance. Again, this trial balance is a report, but it's not a financial. So how do I do it? You have a few ways of doing it. You see on the top over here, the icon. And the icon bar, you click on reports. So we go to reports. This is called the report center. The most important reports are always on the top, and that's company financial. So company financial, you will have profit and loss in 2 or 3 different versions. Profit and loss standard, profit and loss detail, and profit and loss with 2 years comparison. That's like we give financial statements for corporation. Next group, income and expenses with graphs, comes balance sheet. Now the balance sheet group is net worth, and later you're gonna have the statement of cash flow. Okay, so profit and loss you're done, income statement done, balance sheet comparison, and balance sheet regular. Okay, so over here is balance sheet. And you're following the book exactly. So when they say to change to the date of last month, you click here and you switch to last month. Otherwise, you will not get the correct answer. So we're doing it by date. Since it's a balance sheet, it's always one point in time, November 30, 2022, or 2023, if you're doing 2019. And you have assets, liability, and equity. Of course, the total will be the same, 652, 098, 45. Okay, so the students who raised their hand. What is your question?
Professor,
Honor?
if
Okay,
I
fine, start.
if I get the data from student starter files so that I don't need to go to QuickBook, right?
Of course you have to go to QuickBooks. QuickBooks starter file means in QuickBooks, you go like this, file, open. Okay, you must read chapter 1, open and restore company. You see that? I'm showing you exactly what I'm doing. File, open and restore company. You're going here, restore a backup copy. That's where your backup file will be. You say next, local backup, next. This is all between chapter 1, between pages 4 to 11, let's say. Next, and so on. Of course, you need your starter file to be here. Or open the sample, the other way. But a starter file will not open unless you're in QuickBooks.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Seth Connor, you also raise your hand. Any other question?
What's the link from the QuickBooks again to get to where you're at?
Okay, so you have to send an email. Let's go back here. The link to QuickBooks is right here on your, every time all the stuff that is important is an announcement. You have a Zoom information, then you have QuickBooks link. Trying to find it.
I think it should be an announcement all the way towards the bottom.
I can't find it right now. Okay, I'll make sure that it's on announcement. It's somewhere on announcement. Link for QuickBooks. Maybe I did it by mistake. Okay, so if you don't see it, I'll post it.
Sorry, Professor.
That's Zoom recordings.
It's supposed to be in there. I don't know where it is, but okay, it's somewhere there. I will send another link for QuickBooks. Okay, I'll make sure that I'll put it on today. Maybe this class didn't have it. So I might delete it by mistake, but there was an announcement. Zoom session, link for QuickBooks. Okay, I don't see it right now. Okay, I'll send you a link for QuickBooks to download. Okay, so let me continue with the topic. So this is balance sheet. I'm going to share again, back to QuickBooks. I want to discuss a little bit today, chapter 2. So this is Books balance sheet. So now we're starting to discuss chapter 2. Chapter 2 is discussing statement of cash flow. So first question about statement of cash flow. Is it direct or indirect? So first of all, when you choose statement of cash flow, do not choose cash flow forecast. This is a forecast, means like a cash budget. How much coming in from accounts receivable, how much is going to be paid to accounts payable. That's not it. The financial is always statement of cash flow, which is a very difficult statement. And this statement is so difficult for the computer that he cannot do 2 years next to each other. Like he could do it for profit and loss, but he could do it in balance sheet, but he cannot do it the statement of cash flow. You will not have the ability to give any other choices over here. It's a difficult statement because he analyzes all the accounts for the year. So first of all, it's for the year. So it's this fiscal year or last fiscal year. Okay, so this is my statement of cash flow. So my question to you was, is it direct or indirect? If you know something about it, direct or indirect is only in the beginning part. Only operating is different for direct or indirect. And anybody who wants to shout the answer? Is it direct or indirect? What do you remember from accounting 1? Adjustment to reconcile net income to net cash. What does it sound like? Anybody wants to answer? I'm up, buddy. I want to hear answers. Anybody?
There's a few, like a high level, like down to.
Anybody wants to answer?
Indirect?
Unmute yourself and answer.
Look at me. You want to go to the hospital? It's very dangerous. Don't touch me.
Okay, forget it. Fine. So the answer is, if you see the words adjustment to reconcile net income to net cash, the answer is, this is indirect. Indirect is the popular one. 97% of the companies will be using indirect. For the small percentage that are going to use direct, let them deal with it on their own. So QuickBooks is designed for indirect. Adjustment to reconcile net income to net cash. If you didn't understand what I said about seeing 2 different years on the same report, again, that's the usual financial statement. It looks like this, balance sheet with 2 years comparison. That means that compare 2021 to 2022. Okay, you're seeing it here. I could change the year, I could change the date, I can change it a little bit. So over here, I can change the date to December 31st, 2022. And now I compare the 2 balance sheets right here. This is assets, fixed assets. Okay, so I have percent change and dollar change, which means that they did this number minus this number, and you have the 10,158. Then they took the 10,158.94 and they divided by the previous year, right? This, and you got 27.6 increase. So this is horizontal analysis that's done by the computer. I don't see it on cash flow. Cash flow, I can only get 1 statement at a time. So if I need to submit a statement with 2 cash flow in comparison, you will have to send one to Excel, send the next year to Excel, compare the 2 and do it yourself. So that's the limitation of the statement of cash flow, because it's a very difficult statement. So I can go with this fiscal year, then I'll say last fiscal year, export each one to Excel, try to match the lines and put the 2 years next to each other. Okay, that's how you would do statement of cash flow. One more thing about—
Professor, I'm just really little confused. So why would just we do like this kind of like putting 1 year and the other year next to each other whenever in the Excel, whenever it asks us for us?
Yes, because I cannot do it here. There's no ability of putting comparison of 2 years. QuickBooks cannot do it. So statement of cash flow cannot give you a comparative cash flow. You can see only 1 year at a time. So if I want to see 2021, this year, do you see the full year? It says January to December 2021.
Yeah.
Then, and now I would say, okay, now show me 2022. Here, you'll see that the numbers are different. All the way down. Okay, do you see it's 71,443?
Mm-hmm.
I'm changing it to 2022. I would export this number to Excel. Take the 2022 numbers, which are different. Let's go down. 67, 8, 19, 29. I would put them side by side, try to match the lines. Some lines you will have to do zeros if you don't have, really try to match the lines. And after that, after you change it in Excel, you would submit it to the annual reports. If you know statement of cash flow very well, the first thing that we do in the adjustment, anybody remembers what the first thing we do? What do we add back? Anybody wants to say in the chat? You add back what? Okay, it's another difference. No, we don't add tax. We add something about fixed asset that we lose value. What do we call that?
Is it depreciation?
Yes, depreciation is the right answer. So depreciation is the right answer, and the problem with QuickBooks, he doesn't take it, and really it's supposed to be up here. Add depreciation before account receivable, but QuickBooks designed to take it from fixed assets, and it pushes it here into investing in activity, and it's minus, you know, usually accumulated depreciation. Okay, I'll show you what I mean. Let's see it again in the last fiscal year. See, it will say accumulated depreciation. So investing activity in this example, Rockcastle of 2021, I would say doesn't really exist. There's no investing activity. This number, which is all depreciation, should have been addition up here to operating. That's the correct view. So many times people don't really use this report, statement of cash flow directly from QuickBooks. Because there's no investing activity, I would have to change it and say there's no investing activity, put this number addition in operating, and the number bottom line is the same. It is a correct cash at the end of the period, but it just looks a little bit different. So again, in this example, when you see accumulated depreciation, this is not an investing activity, it's an operating activity. It should have been on top. So only when they spend money on buying equipment, that's correct. Like this fiscal year, that was right. When I say this fiscal year, and I saw here minus 11,500, that's correct. It means that they used 11,500 to buy furniture. So that's correct.
So when we export it to Excel, do we have to change it to the operating?
No, not at all.
Okay, just leave it as it is.
No, just read in the book. They do explain that investing activities is a little bit different. And they explain that it's a little bit different statement of cash flow from manual to computerized. So you don't have to do any changes, just copy the answers. Copy the numbers into Connect. Okay, so let me show you now how to continue in Connect, and let's do an example of chapter 2. So this is chapter 1. Again, chapter 1, you're basically reviewing reports. So the reports that you will need for chapter 1 is company financials, profit and loss, profit and loss standard, profit and loss detail. You're exporting on those. Make sure your dates are correct. Okay, before you export, your date should be changed. So profit and loss, and then you would say last month. You said last month, you can export. So that's the first one. Same thing on the second one. Profit and loss detail. Again, I'm doing the same steps. Click here, change it to last month because they want November only. Of course, the answers will be the same. It's just very detailed because this is posting individually. That's my general ledger view. This is just one account, labor income. So of course it's much longer. Profit and loss detail could be a couple of pages and the regular might be 1 page. Then you have balance sheet summary and balance sheet detail. Most of the time I like standard. So if I didn't say anything, it will mean show me balance sheet standard, balance sheet and profit and loss standard, which is these, the standard ones. Okay, and here you don't have to change much, just one date. So you could even do it by this. You click here on the calendar, go back to November 30th, and that will be correct. Or again, last month. So balance sheet, and you can see that this is a little bit long. So the benefit of more information, it depends who you're giving it to. So if I don't need the information, I'm going to show you a special button. It's called collapse, right up here. When I collapse, it's very short. All payroll became one line. When I expand, look at payroll, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different accounts under it. When I press collapse, it goes into that. So that's called the main accounts, and everything under it is sub-accounts. But if you really want condensed, it's not even that condensed, you will go into summary. Balance sheet summary will take all fixed assets into one box. Once all fixed asset is one big number, other assets is one number, checking, account receivable and others, and you see that liabilities and equities are also condensed. It always fits into one page. If you need to give it to a bank and they don't need the details, this is enough. So summary, balance sheet. Okay. All the reports, if you noticed, say your name, chapter 1, Rock Castle Construction. If you missed that instructions in the other Zoom, I want to show it again. How to change the name. You go to company menu, my company, and you have the pencil. That's the edit button. Okay, I click on the pencil, I'm opening it up. And now you can write your name over here. If you want to do it all caps, if your name is very long, you could do abbreviation of many things. So you go over here, let me change it again. I might even say just chapter, CH, and I could type my full name if I want to, or just the first name, things like that. So please type your name in there, and from now on, my reports will say the name. Sample and your name. Okay, so let's continue with chapter 2. That's after you change the name. We want to customize a few things also on the chart of accounts. So I'm closing everything, all the reports. These are just windows on top. My home screen is open. This is my home screen. Chapter 2 discusses the chart of accounts, which is right here. Okay, you see chart of accounts? Checking. Let's say I want to customize it. So you have now a pull up from the bottom, you have a pull up menu. New, edit, delete, Control N, Control E, Control D, shortcuts. So if I want to do edit, I do Control letter E. Or select it another way. I'm showing you every time a few ways. Right mouse click, edit, that's another way. Or up here, edit, and you can do edit the account. So if I want to customize it, let's say I want to write that my check is at Chase. So I'm writing Chase checking. Or you can write your name or account number. Things like that. If you have a few Chase checkings, then you can write the numbers as well. So it's easy to customize whatever you want. This lighting bolt that you see right here means it's set up with online banking. Okay, see online banking, only on bank. So it's checking and savings. Petty cash is really your drawer. It's a drawer that you have an actual little safe of $500 in cash. It's not a real bank, but it's called as a bank. So you will not be doing bank reconciliation on petty cash. You'll be doing bank reconciliation on the first two. and you cannot connect it to a bank because obviously this is your drawer. But what you could do exactly online is credit cards. You might have a Chase credit card, American Express, Discover, whatever, all of them you could set up with online connection. And that's the lightning bolt over here. Okay, so I want you to start reading about this. This is chapter 2. How to create new accounts. You see account numbers exist over here. Without them, it looks like this really by default. If somebody saw QuickBooks before, default QuickBooks does not have account numbers. It looks like this without account numbers. I prefer that you will put account numbers, so I'm showing you the directions. Edit and menu, preferences all the way down. Top is accounting on the left. Go to company preference and make a check mark. Use account numbers. Okay, so that's the beginning of chapter 2. Again, the instructions are all in the book, but if you didn't do it before, I'm showing you now. And then you can take off the warnings. For a real company, you should keep the warnings. Fake company, we're working in the future anyway, doesn't matter. And then you say, okay. So then the screen would change automatically with all the account numbers. So the account numbers are your friend. If it starts with a digit, first digit is 1, it tells you it's an asset. If it starts with a 2, it's a liability. So you can see here 20,000 is always accounts payable. 11,000 is always accounts receivable. And then number 3 would be equity. So I'll have to go to 3 to show you 3s. And from the 3, I could tell what type of a company it is. So proprietorship, partnership, corporation. If you don't understand, you can do it another way. Another way is always go to company, my company. And if you didn't know if it's also sole proprietorship or something else, you will check here. It says Form 1120S, S Corporation. See right here? S Corporation. So it's set up as a corporation. But I could have done it also from this. I see over here capital stock. I right away know that this is a corporation. I might not know it's an S corporation, but at least I know that there is return earning, it's a corporation. If it was sole proprietorship, we will say partner 1 equity, partner 1 drawing. Equity of just the name. Owner's equity, it will say owner's drawing. So 2 accounts. If it said partner 1, partner 2, it's a partnership. So you can really see by the numbers 3s. Then you have 4, all income. 5 is cost of goods sold. 6 is all expenses. So that's the rules of chart of accounts. Again, number 1, first digit, doesn't matter how many zeros you have. The account is 101, it's going to be your first checking. Or 100 even. You still have numbers that are not used. You can always set it up. So you could do 10, 200, another checking account. Maybe I make an IRA savings, something like this. So I can come up with it. I say new. If it's another bank account, I choose bank. I would say 10200. IRA savings. And I'm done. If you want to understand it, it's called independent retirement account. And I save it. Do you want to set it up online? You could say yes, and it will take time to close the company and do it. Because it's a bank account, you'll be able to do it. Okay, I'll show you how it looks. You see that there, the general and bank feed. Bank feed is to check the company if you have a connection to online. Okay, so this is for chapter 1 and 2. Again, I want you to understand that you have to open QuickBooks and connect at the same time and start the homework. So good luck, chapter 1. Yes?
My name is Matthew Silvers.
I just want to stop my recording. 1 second.
Okay.
Good luck with chapter 1, everybody, and start reading chapter 2.